Like and subscribe to make me feel young again. The Lost Origin TCG expansion just dropped, and one of the best new cards and archetypes from the set is Zoroark V-STAR. Now, Zoroark V-STAR can hit 280 damage with a double turbo attached, and if you have damage counters on all 6 of your Pokemon, and can even reach numbers as high as 340 damage with damage modifiers like Radiant Hawlucha and Choice Belt. It's one of the better decks from the set, but it has a lot of weaknesses still. And we're going to cover those weaknesses in today's video, show you the list, and show some gameplay of the deck. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel, little flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is JW Kriwal, aka Flex Daddy, and today we're looking at Zoroark V-STAR, one of the best new cards from the Lost Origin expansion. Now, I've been playing this deck, played it for about 15 games the other day on the ladder and in my own personal testing. And I gotta say, I've been a little bit underwhelmed. But before I get into why, let's take a look at the cards. So first we have our Zoroark V-STAR. This is what the entire deck revolves around. This attack does 50 damage for each of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Thus, if you have 6 Pokemon out with damage counters on each, you can hit 4 300 damage, and then of course you minus 20 because the only energy that you're going to be using is double turbo. So you have 280 if you have all 6 in play, and then Choice Belt and Hawlucha modify that even more. The V-STAR power is also quite useful. Phantom Star, during your turn you may discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Very nice for getting those quick starts, and you'll see in these games that we actually blow through the deck extremely fast thanks to the V-STAR ability, thanks to the Crobat V, thanks to Lumineon, our supporters, and things like Trekking Shoes. Now, we also play Bibarel to draw as well. Industrious Incisors is the ability here. Draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. So as soon as we pop the V-STAR power on the Zoroark, then we can start to use Bibarel as additional draw in the late game. Now, there's ways that we can modify our damage counters. So the main way is the Gengar with the Netherworld Gate ability. You basically get to put it from your discard pile onto your bench and then put 3 damage counters on it. So that's pretty nice because in combination with Damage Pump, you can make it so that your Gengar has 1 damage and then 2 of your other Pokemon have damage. Now, why is Gengar not a 4 count? It's actually kind of hard to utilize the Gengar. We're not going to be attacking with it. You see that we don't have any psychic energy in this list. And you often have your bench really full. With Bibarel, you have, 1, 2, maybe 3 Zoroarks on your bench. You have a Crobat or a Lumineon, and then depending on the matchup, you might have Radiant Hawlucha. So the bench gets really clogged really quickly, and so you don't really get out more than 1 Gengar in a game. Another way to get damage counters on your Pokemon is with Gapejaw Bog. Whenever you play a basic from your hand to your bench, put 2 damage counters on it. So again, you can play that down and then damage move the damage off of that Pokemon. Here are the weaknesses with this Zoroark deck, as I see them. It's often very difficult for you to get all 6 damage counters on all of your Pokemon. I find that if I miss a damage pump or I miss a Gapejaw Bog at the wrong time, then I have no shot at one-shotting my opponent's Pokemon. This is especially difficult if your opponent can get a 310 HP Pokemon in the active. Let's say it's a VMAX or an Arceus with a big charm attached. Those are really hard Pokemon to go through. We want with this deck to be able to knock out those 220 to 280 HP Pokemon, and anything higher than that, especially on that second turn of the game, is really tough. I also find that because of the V-STAR power, you often are discarding cards that you don't want. We're playing a very dangerous game with only playing the 4 double turbo. So if you have to discard a double turbo, either because you had to retreat or you had to discard it through the V-STAR ability, or you had to discard it off a quick ball or ultra ball, that can really hurt you, as well as discarding things like damage pumps, discarding things like air balloon. We just have all of our resources are very, very necessary in this deck, and you don't want to be discarding them when you don't have to. Another thing that scares me about this deck is that you are only running those 4 double turbos, so sometimes finding those early enough is very difficult for you. You don't have many ways to search it out. You have, of course, your supporter, you have your ability, you have the 1 energy lotto, which I really want to increase if I can. to maybe like 2 or 3 just to be able to dig for those double turbos. But if there's a time where, you know, you get all your damage counters on the board and then you get your Zoroark set up, you just don't find the double turbo, and that can be really frustrating because if you find it, you're able to take a really quick lead and start knocking things out. But if you don't find it, you can kind of be left sputtering. The final thing that this list struggles with, it kind of goes with what we've been saying, but finding double turbos and finding attackers after you get repeatedly knocked out. There's a number of decks right now that can knock out our Zoroarks turn after turn after turn, and getting new Zoroarks and getting more damage counters placed can be a tall order. I don't want to say that it kills the viability of the deck, but if you're having to set up another Zoroark every single turn, find the double turbo, you're already on a very short leash in terms of the resources that you have available to you, that while you can hit those very high numbers, you're also very susceptible to getting hands that are less than ideal. So that's just my general thoughts on the list. I don't think it's any worse than tier 2. I think it's a very solid deck right now, but there are some concerns that would kind of make me shy away from playing a Zoroark deck at a tournament. Now, that's not to say that there isn't going to be someone that does well. We've already seen Zoroark pop up in the online scene, but I think there are more consistent decks that do what Zoroark's trying to do, but a little bit better. So with that said, let's get into the games. I'll show you how I have piloted this Zoroark list and how it does against some real competition. Okay. Listen, the good thing about Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania corridor is that, you know, people talk about the seasons. It's like when you have, I don't know, you have seasons, right? So you got like a slow day at the office or whatever, but imagine having a slow day at the office for a month or 2. You know, it's like it's a nice break from the heat. So you got the seasons. That's good. Cool season, fall season, goated in the Midwest. You got no natural disasters per se. I mean, certainly, okay, you got your occasional earthquake, maybe a flood, but like the floods aren't going to kill you. They might flood your basement or something, you know, ruin all the pictures that mom and dad saved from when you were, you know, in 2nd grade or whatever. Ohio is the natural disaster. Bro, you guys are sleeping on Ohio. I used to be like you. Back in the day, I used to be like you. And then I said, let's give Ohio a chance. And you know what happened? My life changed forever. So just think about that, okay? I'm just asking you to think about that. Please consider. I mean, it feels irresponsible to, I could have done 30, whatever. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Jared, please. Be reasonable. Floods did teach me why. That wasn't a flood. That was our landlord being negligent. I'm just saying, Nick, I know you guys are trying to think about where to go. Just forget about, you know, the Carolinas or wherever you were thinking and just come up to Ohio. Although I do think that the Carolinas are nice. My son had his first cello lesson today. Let's go. Goated son. The Besoat. Best son of all time. I could have looked at my deck. Decided not to. Chip and Grant are there? Well. Give me a Bog. I don't remember. I think I can take this and be okay. Because we can get one of them there. Gengars. Oh, baby. We already have a Gengar. We're doing 80 damage anyway, but it's still fun. We'll get rid of that as well. Get out of here. Get out of here. And I'm walking here. Netherworld. So we're doing 80. Okay. Ticking Curse. Trying to think how we lose. I don't think we need anything else there. I think we just take the KO. Okay. We get a Beeb. Very nice. I don't know you pre-Ohio, but that guy sounds pretty cool. I think I was pretty cool, but I do think I'm cooler now than I was. AAZ, how did your son like their cello lesson? Did they enjoy? My wife is a cellist, so she has been giving a lot of lessons here at the house, which has been cool. She got like 3 new students this month, which has been crazy. She's a good little teacher. Thank you, Landy, for the follow. Okay, I have the perfect thumbnail for the Clefairy deck when we play it. It's me going like this, and it's someone pulling their pants down. It's perfect. Okay, do I give them the knockout on the Gengar? I think so. Or do I come up with Zoroark and tank a hit? I'll give them. They earned it, man. It's been a hard day for everyone. Let's just give him the Gengar, you know? Okay. Ooh! Oh, he's goated with the sauce. Sure. Whatever. If we get a double turbo, we get a double turbo. You got the Monday blues, Jesse? I'm sorry to hear. Blow him up. Bursh. Ooh, just what we needed. Guess who didn't have to work? Guess who has 2 opposable thumbs and didn't have to work today? Guess who has 2 opposable thumbs and doesn't have to work for the rest of September? Just an intro on how to handle. Oh yeah, perfect. That's exactly what you do. Yeah, that's the first. I don't know if you guys are doing Suzuki method and how old they are, but that's exactly what you got to do for sure. Jesse says I'm working now. Many people are saying this. Very, 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 very. I love this artwork. This artwork is actually perfect for the ability. That's so fun. I love it when the card art kind of resembles what they're talking about on the card. That's cool. Big fan. Big fan. $180 damage. Right, disgusting, innit? Right, disgusting from that Clefairy. We don't need Gapejaw. We don't need it. I'm convincing myself we don't need it. The boss could be kind of good, because we could take out this fairy. But okay, I'll take it. I don't like that. We could do something like this, and then do something like this. Then do a little thing I like to call Industrious Incisors. And then can retreat. In the name of making them work as hard as possible, I think we make that play and we take the knockout. Right. Righto. Okay, I think we are losing this. We're losing this Zoroark, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120. They can get out 3 more. They can attach. Yeah, we're losing the Zoroark. Is there a way we can still lose? Can we still lose? Is it possible? If they can take a one shot, there's like no way they can take a one shot unless they start getting out the Basket Legion. But it doesn't appear that that's how this deck is built. So they're going to go with Clefairy. And they're going to Clefairy. And then they're going to Clefairy. They're going to Bird Keeper into Clefairy. And then they will Ordinary Rod a Clefairy. And then they'll Quick Ball for a Clefairy. And they'll get Clefairy out of their deck and put Clefairy into their hand. And then they'll bench Clefairy. And then they will use Clefairy's ability to attach energy to Clefairy and Clefairy. And then they will attack with Clefairy. There you go. Okay, now I think we do actually win. And we'll boss the Clefairy. And then I will retreat. And I will knock out the Clefairy. Very good. Are you not entertained? Thousands of years ago, they had gladiatorial combat. In the year 2022, we have Hisuian Zoroark against Clefairy. My, how times have changed. I've been grinding Kyurem today. It's pretty darn good. Definitely better than I expect. I do want to get into the weeds with Kyurem because I would agree that sounds pretty good. What makes it better than Ice Rider? Is it just that it has like you can stack, right? So you can have multiple Kyurems, right? Just popping off. Like I'm just wondering what makes it better than Ice Rider, and I assume you've been playing the high energy Guru version. Because I can see that deck being good. Like you have the one shot potential. You have the stack ability. Obviously, you have Palkia, which is good. Yo, I'm Joe. Welcome to the stream, you guys. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hope you had a great stream. Infinite damage ceiling. Yes, it is infinite, isn't it? Right? Because you can do it's for every energy discarded, right? Or for some reason I was thinking you could only discard 3. Yeah, any amount. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It has 10 more HP. True. Dude. I had somebody in my Discord, they posted their win streak with Goodra. 27 games. Goated. Okay, we just win. Very good. I don't know. I'm gonna play Ultra Ball for fun. We have fun here. We got one double turbo left, so I'd like to just find that if I can. I'm not, yeah, okay. So we just get it. That's fine. There's really nothing left for us to do here. I'm just gonna thin the deck where I can. Lucha is fine to get, I think. Can't see that losing us the game. We'll go ahead and incisors. Again, just to thin. Let's go quick ball. We could play the damage pumps, but there's like something inside me that's like, oh, definitely don't play the damage pumps because you might need it for something. I don't know what that something would be, but there's 180. If my elo was bad, I could probably win streak with that too, huh? You made a Greedent deck today? How did it go? Hey, thank you so much, Joker, for the follow. Yeah, they need the Basket Legion. I think that's where they're missing because they're just hitting for like this is a worse it feels like it's a worse rocks deck. Right? You could play Charons in Zoroark, yeah, I guess. I'm worried about the one I'm worried about the one-ofs with this list. Damage pumps are how you beat the one prize matchups. Is it though? If I were to heal 40 damage essentially from this card, would it help? 140? Because then they just smack me for 180 again, right? Or whatever. Or they could hit me for 140, right? Like I need to play like all 4 damage pumps for it to have an effect. Right? Turn 2? Okay. Okay, this would be a situation where we would want the damage pumps. So I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't discard them all. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. It's about to get weird in here. Weird? It's about to get even weirder in here. Oh, you thought that was weird? It's about to get weirder. Fairy. So he'll switch into Clefairy. What's he gonna manually retreat, bro? What do you? Come on, bro. Come on. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Are you gonna manually retreat this Clefairy? What was all that? I don't get it. I don't get it. What was that? I'm just not exactly sure. It's fine. It's fine. We win. I'm gonna pump you up. GG. So the problem there is that if you have to discard stuff too early, which is why our supporter is Marnie and we're not playing research in this deck, is because we already have a VSTAR power that discards the entire hand. If you discard the wrong resources with only a 4/4 line of attackers, then, you know, you could be screwed, right? And most other decks play more attackers than that. Or they have, you know, like even the Palkia deck, you're like, well, what attackers does Palkia have? Well, I mean, you think about Inteleon, Radiant Greninja, the Palkias, like they got outs, and they're also playing Hisuian Heavy Ball, which we are not playing, that would be a consideration, I think. Just because prizing things seems really bad. But yeah, I gotta say, this list is looking really good. This Kyurem list. Do you play Belt as well, or like Zigzagoon or something? Because 270... I guess you have the... I guess you would want to go in with the Greninja like every game, right? Okay, you still play 2 Belt, huh? I almost wonder if you even need it. We keep the Hawlucha in hand. It's ugly. It's ugly. We keep the Hawlucha in hand in case we get an Ultra Ball, but I recognize that discarding the Hawlucha could, you know, lose us the game. Like, I get it, because then we can't knock out the Kyurems, but I don't think that we actually have a choice. So just have to let the chips fall where they may. And if they get a Gus knockout, then we just scoop it up, but we'll see if they do. If they pressure the Zoroark, I don't worry that much about it. Okay, Training Cord is good for them, granted. Yeah, Jesse, I don't even know if you'd need the 2 Belt, but I'd be cool to work on the Kyurem list, because this low-key seems really cool. It seems like there's a lot of options you could potentially do with it. I like the elevated water count as well. Be able to get your guys powered up, because you can attach it to any Pokemon, right? So it seems like one of those decks that maybe is kind of slow at the start, but then you just like steamroll. Belt saves you energy. Good points. It's true. Okay. So they take a knockout on the active. That's best case scenario. We do want to preserve this Hawlucha as much as we can. Bring up the Roark. God, dude. I mean, we have to. We have no choice. But I don't think we can win now. I think we've locked ourselves out of winning the game, which is just really, really frustrating. I'll take this. Like, now I feel pressure to go after this Kyurem. You know? I like really like feel like that's the best play. Because there's no way we can go through the Palkia and then... Have they used their VSTAR yet? They haven't. Okay. Okay, maybe we do take the Palkia. Okay, okay. Find that double turbo. That's nice. Go here. Okay, I think we have to go after the active. That's fine. Yo, Com, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, buddy. And then I'm worried about Marnieing into resources that we really want. So I think I will Phantom Star here. And then if we draw a Marnie off of the Phantom Star, we get plenty of Marnies off of the Phantom Star. Then we could do things with that. We would need... We need a damage mover. I think we have to play this for 1 card. Because we just need the Pokemon. Okay, that's good. That's good, actually. That's pretty good. So we'll need to find a damage mover. But that works out decently well. We'll need to find another Pokemon and a damage mover off this Marnie. Or excuse me, we'll need to find one other Pokemon or a damage mover. And we get the other Pokemon. All right, because we're doing 230. Yeah, we're doing 250 minus 20 plus 30. 250. We're doing 260, which is enough because they have 30 damage on them, right? Okay. Great. Again, just walking through the math there. Thank you, Deck and Cover, for paralyzing and poisoning me. I do have wind-up arm attached, so I will be continuing with my attack. Iridada. Irida. So I took out the Palkia. Okay, yeah, so this is kind of cool. We can like potentially prevent them from. We had to get rid of all the Marnies. Okay. Yo, thank you, Deck and Cover for Primes. Appreciate it. Love that for you. And love that for me as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate the support. You guys have been awesome tonight. Really, really thankful. Got another Glacier. I mean, this has been really smooth. This has been extremely smooth. I've been really impressed with the Kyurem deck. Okay, so that's 270. Oh, jeez. Okay. 270. I mean, we should try to go again for the Palkia. Right? We have no more draw cards, though. That's actually a huge problem for us. We have no draw cards. So we have to find a way to get into the double turbo without by only drawing with the Crobat. That really sucks. So we can do 280. We can get up to 310. Okay. I think this is right. Go here. I guess we have the Bibarels. But we have to find those dudes. Okay. Or we have to find like cards to discard, right? Zoroark we don't need. I will incisors for 2. How many pumps do we have? We have enough pumps. We have enough pumps. We have enough pumps. We have enough pumps. Take this. Crobat for 6 doesn't matter. It like Bibarel for 4 and then Crobat for the rest. Okay, we get damage, or we get the double turbo. We will. So we're doing 230. So that's a knockout here. So I might chill and just take a KO. And then I don't know. What's like the route? Right? Like they knock us out potentially. And then we wanted to Marnie there at some point. We also wanted to get a stadium bump. I mean, they're going to have to discard everything. It just like, it makes me wish that we didn't have to get rid of the Marnies. Because I think if we could disrupt the hand, there might be an opportunity. We've been able to keep their VSTAR power from activating. So I'd really like to get rid of this training court if we can. And then we just see what happens. Yeah, because they're going to get double glaciated world onto the active. We just need them to not do that again. It was very easy, and we just have no way to disrupt their hand. Okay, so now they only need one and an energy. So, man, it's so smooth, man. They didn't even need the Palkia. They're going to get rid of the tool, which doesn't matter. Necessarily, I guess it could if we had a way to recover the Luch. But go ahead and Max Frost here, knockout. We need to get... We're up all night to get lucky. Up all night to the sun. Up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. Up all night, beep, 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 boop, beep. Dink a dink, dink, dink. We're going to damage pump. $222.50. Yeah, we just want to, like, one is fine to take off. And we'll have the damage pump again. What gets us the most cards? I don't know. We're gonna need, like, we have no other reason not to play that, right? So there's double turbo. So we do have 300 damage. We're doing 230 now. It doesn't necessarily matter, I don't think, whether or not we take the knockout. Oh, we do want to get a stadium bump. That actually is kind of important. So I'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll do one of these. We have one Gape. We have no Gapes left. I think we just lose, which is fine because this seems like a really hard matchup. We were able to win it the other round, but this seems just really difficult to win. Trekking Shoes will save. Go Ticking Curse. Yeah, Hawlucha is really relevant for this matchup. We like predicted our own future by calling the top deck of the Ultra Ball. But as long as they don't have two waters, we can still win, or a switch. Or as long as they don't have 3 waters to attach the active, or a switch. We know that they have 2 waters, right? Because they have the training court. I just wonder if we were able to bump the training court, if that would have helped us. Okay, it looks like they just have switch anyway, but I'm really curious about their hand. You saw that they only had 1 energy left in deck with the Capacious Bucket. So they must just have a switch or some way to retreat. Escape rope, yeah, fine. All right, GG, yeah. I'm curious if they got the other energy off the training court or not. We just couldn't. There were like a few times where it's like, well, if we can just disrupt their hand, or if we can disrupt what's on their board, but I don't know. That's kind of one of the weaknesses, I feel like. Okay. Very cool. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, really, really interesting deck. Because I think with Zoroark, Kyurem is like a deck that you feel like you want to play against, right? It's all the V stars, V maxes, just a V based deck, but they're able to potentially take wins with you having to like discard the Hawlucha, or if they're able to get a Radiant Greninja and they're able to more consistently one-shot your guys, whereas you're struggling to keep up with them. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, thank you so much for coming by. God bless. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. And remember, good luck. And also have fun.